Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Josh Redstone and welcome to Phil 2405A, Philosophy of the Paranormal. This will be my fourth time teaching this class at Carleton University as a regular undergraduate course, and I'm presently teaching a shortened and condensed version of this class for high school students as part of Carleton University's Enrichment Mini-Course program. I usually have a lot of fun doing this class. I try to tweak it and make improvements to it each time I do it, so I'm really hopeful that this year's version of Philosophy of the Paranormal will be the best one yet. As mentioned, I'm your instructor, Dr. Josh Redstone. You can call me Josh. I did my undergraduate degree in philosophy at Nipissing University in North Bay, Ontario. I followed that up with a master's degree in philosophy at Carleton University. And then for my PhD, I kind of jumped ship and studied cognitive science at what was then called the Institute of Cognitive Science at Carleton University. My plan for today was to start getting into the actual meat and potatoes, as it were. But I think it would be best if I just went over the course outline. That way, when we come together for our first live lecture, which will be next Tuesday, we'll all have all this sort of administrative stuff out of the way and we can dive right into the material. So no need to read anything today. This is just going to be a short video where I explain what the course is about, what our learning objectives are, how you will be evaluated, all of that stuff. So with that in mind, let's get started. Of course, this course is taking place online. This is a pre-recorded lecture, but this will be our only pre-recorded lecture. Other lectures will take place live and online using Zoom on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11:35 a.m. to 2:25 p.m. These lectures will be recorded and posted to my YouTube channel, which is probably where you're viewing this video, for students who are not able to be there synchronously when the lecture is happening. Right, so using Zoom, we will meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11:35 a.m. to 2:35 p.m. If you need to reach me for anything, the email is josh.redstone@carleton.ca. We've also, I believe, got a teaching assistant for this class, but I have not had it confirmed yet who that is. Once I have the teaching assistant's contact information, I will share that with all of you. All right, so what is this class all about? What the heck is Philosophy of the Paranormal anyway? Well, the way I approach this course is what we do is we use paranormal claims and concepts as vehicles for learning about the philosophy of science, how to tell science from pseudoscience, and also more generally metaphysics, epistemology, and there's really not any area of philosophy that we don't touch in this class. But let me read the course description for you, which is found here on the course outline on the first page. So I have written here, in this class, we will critically examine claims, concepts, and theories related to the paranormal. That is, phenomena which purportedly lie outside of the realm of everyday experience and/or scientific explanation. Using an interdisciplinary approach, we will examine the scientific character of purported paranormal phenomena in addition to their relation to philosophical questions surrounding human nature, thought, perception, and reality. Such phenomena will include those typically studied by parapsychologists. We're talking about things like extrasensory perception, telepathy, precognition, and clairvoyance, as well as telekinesis or psychokinesis. From there, we'll move on to other phenomena which are sometimes, or I guess I should say here often, also categorized as paranormal. Here we're talking about things like UFOs, alien abductions, astrology, dreams, cryptozoology, anything and everything under the paranormal umbrella is on the table for this class. And you will all even have some input when it comes to what we'll actually learn about. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Okay, what else does it say here? Yes, as I've already said, the class will take place online over Zoom. You must have the most recent version of Zoom installed on your computer, and you must log in with your Carleton credentials. Otherwise, you won't be able to access the Zoom meetings. As mentioned, these meetings are recorded and they are later posted to my YouTube channel. Links are made available to those videos via our course modules on Brightspace. So if you ever miss anything, you can just watch the lecture on your own time. If you don't like spending money, I've got good news for you. There's no textbook required for this course. You don't have to spend oodles of cash on a textbook. And the reason for that is that there isn't really a textbook out there that I think would suit this course. Rather, I provide selected readings for you, and I make these available on Brightspace in advance of our lectures. And although I think you can probably get away with reading the readings after the lecture, it is better to read them before the lecture, because then you have more that you can bring with you for discussion. I mean, this is a lecture, but I do like to get a lot of discussion going, almost, seminar style. So if you've read the texts or, whatever other learning materials there are before the class, you will just be in a better position to participate in those discussions. Of course, you can find all of our course materials on Brightspace, and I assume you all know how to get there, because if you're watching this video, you've found that link on Brightspace. I opened this class up, let's see, on Wednesday, so all of you should now be able to access Brightspace. Of course, these materials, mostly readings, but also sometimes extra readings, supplementary readings, video clips, things like that. I will make all of this available on Brightspace, and it's all very helpful, but none of that is a substitute for attending the lectures. So you really should attend every lecture that you can. Of course, I'm not going to be taking attendance, but if you don't attend the live lectures, I mean, yeah, you can still pass the course, but you're not getting the full experience nor the full benefits by not participating synchronously. So please do try and participate synchronously if you can. All right, how will I evaluate you in this class? Well, basically we've got 2 reading responses, an essay topic proposal, and a research essay, which serves as the take-home final examination in this class. Both of the reading responses and the essay proposal will be worth 20% of your grade overall, and the exam is worth 40%, so 20, 20, 20 for a total of 60, plus 40, 100%. And because it's a take-home examination, it'll be due on the last day of the exam period, which is June 25th. That's kind of nice. What's our lecture schedule? Blah. What does our lecture schedule look like? Well, so far it looks like this. Today I've labeled this "What is the Paranormal?" and I guess, although I've technically told you what the paranormal is, I can't really do a deep dive on this today because I have to get up in the morning and teach a different course. So really this is more like a welcome and introduction sort of thing. But on Tuesday, I'll say a little bit more about what the paranormal is. Next Tuesday, I mean. In addition to that, once we get into week 2 on May 9th and May 11th, our lectures will be all about the uncanny. The uncanny. It's a curious sensation. Oftentimes we associate uncanny places, persons, or objects with a sense of fright or eeriness or feeling creeped out or weirded out. The reason why I like to talk about the uncanny before we do a deep dive into the actual paranormal stuff is it gives us a good sense of, what the paranormal sort of feels like. So we'll be reading some Freud. We'll read Freud's essay on the uncanny for that week. We'll read an earlier paper on the uncanny by one Ernst Jentsch. And I'm going to have you read a short story called The Sandman by E.T.A. Hoffman, a nice bit of Gothic literature that will make you all, hopefully, experience the uncanny, an uncanny sensation, and give you some idea of what it might feel like to have a paranormal or anomalous experience. For week 3, we're going to get into parapsychology proper. We're going to talk about extrasensory perception and psychokinesis on May 16th. And we're going to talk about mediumship and ghost hunting on May 18th. Your readings for this will be drawn from Susan Blackmore's book, Consciousness: An Introduction. Again, I make these book chapters available on Brightspace in advance of the lecture, so you don't have to go to the library or anything, right? So we'll talk about this. I use chapters from Blackmore's book because Susan Blackmore, while she's now very much a regular old psychologist, she used to be a parapsychologist and actually abandoned that research track when confronted with the sort of lack of any evidence for paranormal or psi phenomena, which psi phenomena, ESP, and psychokinesis are the phenomena that, as you'll learn in this class, were studied by parapsychologists in the 20th century. Okay. On week 4, we branch out a little bit. We get a little bit different. We get our fingers into some astrology and horoscopes. And you know what? I've made a mistake on here. After this, we're supposed to be doing, after astrology and horoscopes, we're supposed to be doing UFOs, aliens and UFOs. So I'm going to have to make that change here and repost this. I've just realized I've made that mistake now, but I'll make that change. After that, I think we'll do cryptozoology, and we'll probably have to bump anomalistic psychology down a little bit, down the line a little bit. And that way we can do some lecturing on dreams, out-of-body experiences, astral projection, those kinds of things. So I guess that means the last few classes, the topics are to be determined. I would like to give you some say in what we cover after we've covered all of the materials that I have planned out here. And I'm also hoping to have a guest lecture. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I hope it does. Here's the situation. Essentially, this class was originally scheduled for late summer. Owing to some reasons, it had to be moved to the early summer. And I was in discussion with Dr. Hilary Becker, who's in the School of Business, and he researches something called dark tourism. Dark tourism, from what I've learned from Dr. Becker, is tourism centered around, like paranormal sites, haunted locations, stuff like that. And I think it would be really great to have a guest lecture from Dr. Becker on this. We're in discussion about this, but the last time we were chatting, this class was still taking place at the end of the summer rather than during the early summer. So I'm going to see if we can still make this happen. I'd really like it if we could make this happen. So fingers crossed we can do a dark tourism lecture. Okay, yeah, lectures, like I said, taking place on Zoom Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11:35 a.m. to 2:25 p.m. This course is online and synchronous, but if you want to review materials or if you miss anything, you simply go onto the YouTube channel. There's a link to the YouTube channel in the course outline and on Brightspace. And I will, of course, provide direct links to the videos right below the links to the Zoom meetings once they're posted. And all of these will be posted no later than 40 hours after the lecture is 48 hours, after the lecture has taken place. What's next? Office hours. So office hours in this class are going to be by appointment, and they will take place by over Zoom. I can meet in person if I have to just happen to be on campus, but primarily we'll use Zoom as our means of holding office hours. So just make sure you make an appointment. We'll set up a time, and then we meet over Zoom to discuss whatever you need to discuss. I also have a Discord server that I use for this class. It's kind of an unofficial component, but it's a really great place if you want to just chat amongst yourselves, get to know one another, talk about the course material, whatever you want. I find this beneficial since we are not meeting in person for this class. So other than lectures, we don't really get to talk. But thanks to technology, you can join the Discord server by clicking on the link in the course outline on the bottom of page 2. Of course, you have to have the Discord app installed first, and you have to sign up and have an account and everything. But once you've done all that, just click this link. You'll join my Discord server. It's the Mind and Metal Discord server, and you'll navigate through the little text channels, and you'll find a text channel for this class where you can talk amongst yourselves. Just going to say a little bit more about the readings and reading responses here. So you've got to keep up with the readings. It's okay if you want to read them after the lecture. It's better to read them before, but if you read them after, it's probably no big deal. But definitely read them. And by the way, not all of the learning materials will be readings. We are going to watch some things too. I've got some videos and things that I'd like to share with you. And so that'll be fun. So definitely read the readings, because my lectures are, they're okay, but you got to also have the readings in order to get the most out of this class. When it comes to the reading responses, you're going to be completing 2 of those. These are each worth 20% of your final grade, as I mentioned before. We're talking 750 to 1,000 words in length, excluding references. You need references. You need to cite those references properly using the APA citation style. And you can find a link to a guide on how to do this, Purdue University's OWL, if you go to the Brightspace module called Helpful Materials. There are links to the Discord server, my YouTube channel. There's a link to Purdue University's online writing lab, OWL. And there are also assignment templates for your reading responses and for your essay topic proposal. So definitely take advantage of these. Anyway, 750 to 1,000 words in length. Cite your work properly. What you have to do here is pick an interesting idea from lecture, or an idea that maybe we didn't discuss in lecture, but that is related to the themes and topics of the class. And then you have to critically discuss it, right? And I'll provide more direction on how to do that. But the essential part of these assignments is choosing an idea, explaining it clearly, and then critiquing it. Kind of like a mini essay. And these are designed to be sort of practice for, practice at writing, practice at critiquing, just general practice before you have to go and write your research essay. Oh, by the way, you can find the due dates for these in the table that lists the evaluation for this class up above. I think it's on up on page 2. So you can find the due dates there. You'll submit everything online, and everything has to be submitted in either doc or PDF format. I cannot and will not accept other file formats. So if you send me a Pages file and you wonder why you haven't got a grade for it, well, it's because it's the wrong type of file and I can't open it. And so please, PDF or doc. You've got to write your research paper. It's your take-home final examination, but I don't want you to just go and do it willy-nilly. I want to give you some direction on how to do it. So that's why you have to write an essay topic proposal. Basically, you tell me your idea or your area of interest. You tell me the thesis you want to defend or the research question you want to answer. And then you tell me your plan of attack, which is how are you going to accomplish this? How are you going to write your paper? What do you think it's going to look like? Kind of like the elevator pitch for your final research paper. 750 to 1,000 words, cite all sources properly, use the template on Brightspace. It'll make your life a lot easier. Again, due dates also found in the evaluation table on the course outline. I will provide more detailed instructions on how to do this. Just be aware this is a component of the course. And the final paper is a research paper. It's worth 40% of your final grade, due on June 25th at 11:59 p.m. Submit it electronically in doc or PDF format. Should be 2,000 to 2,500 words long, excluding title, page, and references, obviously. You could probably go over that word limit if you wanted to, but do not go under the word limit, okay? That is my advice. The idea behind the proposals is that I give you detailed feedback on all of those, and if you apply that feedback when it comes to the editing and revising process, then you can turn your essay proposal into the beginning of your final paper. Maybe the introduction section or the intro and literature review section, right? So that's another benefit of doing the topic proposal. You can take it and turn it into the start of your paper. Don't just copy and paste it now. You have to rewrite it and revise it using my feedback. But it should make getting started on the essay proper a lot easier for you. Let's see, assignment deferrals. If you know there's something going on in your life, if you're ill, if you are bereaved, if you have an extracurricular activity, just let me know. I'm pretty accommodating about this stuff. And besides, I think Carleton is still doing the self-declaration form. So, you know, say you're really, really sick and you can't even get out of bed and hop on Zoom. No worries. You just do the self-declaration form like, I'm really, really, really sick, and that's enough. Or even just tell me. I'll probably believe you. So, you know, we're on the honor system here. Don't abuse it. Let's see, there's not much else here, but if you're curious about any of the other policies, you know, plagiarism policies, policies for academic accommodations, important dates and deadlines, links to websites like the philosophy department website or the library, that's all on the final 2 pages of the outline, and you can read through that on your own if you wish. One final thing I want to say before I go, and I know this has been a quick one, and I'm sorry about that, but just a little something about how I expect we all treat each other in this course. This course always attracts a pretty diverse bunch of students. This course attracts believers in the paranormal, and this course attracts skeptics, of people who are skeptical of paranormal claims. But this course is a safe space for all of you. We all got to remember to be nice to one another. Critiquing paranormal claims or submitting paranormal claims to doubt does not mean you get to be a jerk, right? It means that you apply skepticism and critique those ideas. It doesn't mean you assassinate the character of people who believe in these things. You know what I mean? And for those who do believe in some of these paranormal claims, don't be all like, oh, you skeptics, you just don't believe hard enough, right? Let's not do that. Let's come together and have a series of good faith discussions about paranormal claims and concepts, what we can learn from them, and what the paranormal, whether it exists or not, can show us about science, philosophy, and human nature. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. And obviously this safe space extends to the Discord server. I expect everybody on the Discord server to behave like you do in a Carleton classroom. For that matter, I expect the same thing in the Zoom lectures. I want you all to treat each other kindly and with respect. We've got lots of different viewpoints that are going to come together, not just paranormal believers and skeptics, but people who may be religious or for whom something we think of as paranormal is part of their religious or cultural folklore, right? So we're going to have frank discussions about these ideas, but we're going to do so in a way that respects everyone, and you know, we're not going to step on anyone's toes or be dismissive or derisive, no matter where you sit in terms of belief in the paranormal. That goes for all of the spaces: Zoom, Discord. Treat each other the way you would treat each other if you were in a physical classroom at Carleton University. I mean, not that I expect to have any problems with this. I've actually never had any problems with this so far. So let's hope it stays that way and we're all awesome to one another. I'm sure we will be, okay? So let's all be awesome to each other in this class. Great. Yes. Okay, last thing. You're probably wondering whether I believe in the paranormal. And the short answer is no, I don't. But when I was younger, I did have an interest in some of this stuff. I was curious whether it was possible, you know, that something like telepathy or precognition could be real. And if it were, what would that mean for our scientific understanding of ourselves and the world? Of course, after reading lots and lots of books and watching lots and lots of documentaries, I decided for myself that I can't really believe in the paranormal. The evidence is not strong enough for me. I'm like Susan Blackmore. right? I was curious, genuinely curious about it at one point. But after a while studying it, I came to believe that there really wasn't anything there. But that doesn't mean that people don't have anomalous experiences. And that's what our unit on anomalistic psychology is going to be all about. Yes, people have experiences which cause them to believe they've seen a ghost or been abducted by aliens or something. We still want to explain those experiences. We just want to do it in a naturalistic way, right? By not appealing to anything that's paranormal or supernatural. Because science isn't really for that stuff, right? Science is for understanding the natural world. If the paranormal is, well, not normal or natural, but paranormal or supernatural, well, science can't really study it anyway, can it? Or maybe it can. I don't know. This is one of those discussions I'm hoping we have in this class. But full disclosure, I am not a believer in the paranormal. Does that mean I think people who believe in the paranormal are silly or, dumb? Of course not. I disagree with them. But everybody has their reasons for believing what they believe. And this is all part of, treating people in this class with respect, regardless of whether we disagree with one another. And that's why I'm telling you this now. I'll tell you more about what I think about various aspects of the paranormal claims, specifically, with regard to ESP, telepathy, and Bigfoot, UFOs, out-of-body experiences. I'm sure you'll hear a lot from me about this as the course goes on. And I'm really looking forward to our first live lecture, live online via Zoom on Tuesday. So with that being said, I think that's everything. If you have any questions after you've watched this video, reach out to me via email or hop on the Discord server and try and get me there. And if there's anyone who's not in this class who's watching this on YouTube, hi, go ahead and ask a question if you want, or don't, Leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want, or put a thumbs down if you want. I don't care. It's just nice to hear from you, I guess. All right, well, I will see you all Tuesday. If I get any questions in the meantime, I will try and answer them as quickly as I can. On Tuesday, we'll probably discuss a little bit about what the paranormal is before we dive into the uncanny. So the readings that I said on Brightspace you needed to read for this lecture, you don't actually need to read them for this lecture, but definitely read them as well as Jensch, Freud, and Hoffman for next week's lectures. Okay? Okay. I'll see you all on Tuesday, everybody. Bye for now. Okay.